The client record in Pixi is the center of your relationship with that client. It's the place that allows you to get instant visibility over not just their tasks and deadlines, but also other things like their contact details, communication history, as well as important files. Within the client record, there are a number of different key sections. The first is the client details page. Here you'll find all of your client and contact information, as well as a number of actions that you can take for that client. Then we have tasks, including open, closed, recurring, and client tasks, giving you full visibility over all of the work that you're doing for that client. After this, the next sections we have are files, where you have all of your important files saved, emails, where you can keep track of all of your important communication, and finally notes, which is a place where you and your team can leave any important information about that particular client. So let's jump back into Pixi now, and we'll take a quick tour of the client record to show you where all of these different things are. Let's do a quick tour of the client record in Pixi. We'll start by opening the client record here by clicking on this blue link. Once you're in, you'll notice that there's a number of different fields once it loads. We're going to start by heading up to the top right corner, where you've got a couple of actions that you can take. The first action you can take is to edit the client record. So if you need to make any changes to the client's details, you can do that here on this screen. You've also got the option here to create tasks that will create a one-off task that doesn't recur. You can also send the new email directly to the client, as well as some additional options, including syncing the client with Companies House, exporting your data, merging with another client record, or archiving the client completely. Moving across the contacts, you can see the contacts we have available for this particular client. The star indicates which is the primary contact. By clicking on this icon here, or this icon here, we can send emails directly to these contacts. You can also make edits to these contacts by clicking on these three dots and edit contact. We've also got some additional contact options available here, including the ability to create a client from a contact, which we'll cover in the Adding Clients video. Moving to the right-hand side, this is where we can change who the client manager is for this particular client. You'll also notice a number of other options here. The first thing to point out is the client master code. Now, this is the master code that your clients will need to use during any file sharing that you do with them. You can watch how to use these master codes in the file sharing section later on. Moving further down, you can see that we have some additional custom fields for the client by toggling this switch. This will show you any empty fields that we don't currently have data for, and by turning it off, that will hide those fields that aren't currently being used. To make any changes to these fields, simply click on the pencil icon and update it here. Now, going through some of the tabs at the top, this is where you can see any open tasks that are being worked on. This is where you can see any tasks currently assigned to the client in the form of a client task. This tab here will show you a list of all the closed tasks that have been completed for that client. This tab now will show you all of the recurring tasks that you currently have set up on a recurring schedule. This tab will show you any files that the client has sent you. The emails tab will show you any email history with this client. And the notes tab is a place that will show you any notes that have been added to the client record. To add a new note, simply click on Add Note, type in the contents of the notes, click Save, and then you have the ability to click these three dots in the top right corner and pin the note. This means that if I now go back to the Details tab, that note is now available, ready for me or anybody else in the team to see. So now you have an understanding of the client record in Pixi, let's move forwards and talk about the difference between clients and contacts in your workspace.